Hello, you all. Welcome to this amazing event organized by Universidad de Quintana Roo from Mexico. It is an honor for me to be part of the 17th version of Foro de Estudios en Lenguas Internacional. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Beatriz Erazo, and I currently teach Applied Linguistics and Oral Communication at Mayor de San Andres University. I am also a professor of English at San Pablo Bolivian Catholic University, and I have a consulting office named English Tech. I am part of Beta TESOL IATFL, which is my national association, and I'm also part of TESOL International. I have been elected chair for this year, 2021, of the English as a Foreign Language Interest section, EFLIS, and if you are part of it, I cordially invite you to join us. Today, I would like to share a strategy that I have named Double Communication Lines to enhance student interaction using Zoom. The main reason of this is that we love having these strategies where students have fun, they are motivated, they are engaged, but because we are teaching online, sometimes we have to say, I cannot use that activity. I would like to propose a variation of an amazing strategy that you can use to improve speaking with your students, but using the breakout rooms in Zoom. In this presentation, I will explain what double communication lines are. Also, I will talk about the benefits and some small situations that you may feel challenged by, and how you can make it happen using Zoom. Now, the main objective of this activity is to encourage interaction, is to provide opportunities for students to practice the language, talk to each other, move a little bit, have fun, and feel motivated. I heard about communication lines from Julie Vorholt. She describes this activity as a student-centered strategy that is very flexible and that you can use with big or small classes. Students develop fluency and accuracy. They feel confident because they focus on just one form or function and they master it. Also, they are engaged and motivated because it's quite participative and there is lots of movement. How you can use these double communication lines in a classroom. So after you have scaffolded the activity and you have modeled what the students are going to be doing, it could be a short dialogue, an exchange where they are going to practice grammar, you have to ask them to form two lines facing each other. They have to practice the dialogue or the exchange, and then you are going to ask one line to move one position to the right. So students can practice the exchange one more time, but it's different because they are talking to a different student. And then you repeat the procedure. Students practice again. You can go around listening to them, offering help as many times as necessary. To give a variation to it, then you can ask the other line to move one position. So students are going to practice the dialogue again with some variations that you can add. And they will repeat the procedure, but this time they are going to be the others moving, so that makes it different. And students can continue practicing again and again, and they're going to do it with different people. So it's not going to be the same dialogue each time. Dieter Brunn has called this strategy double lines. He emphasizes that you can use it with students that are beginners, intermediate, and advanced, and the language focus can be also as varied: vocabulary, grammar, fluency. It depends on what the needs of your students are and what you want them to improve. You can go from a very controlled practice to a freer one, and students are going to develop, again, confidence, and they are going to have so much fun. So this very useful strategy was something that I used a lot in my classes. But how could I make it happen if I am teaching remotely because of the COVID-19 pandemic? Or I am thinking about the future. Maybe we will not completely go back to teaching on site. So how can I do it now that I am teaching remotely? Well, the answer was using the breakout rooms in Zoom. So this is my class, my students. In fact, they are my friends and family members that I have asked to help me to prepare this um, demonstration for you. You have to scaffold the activity. You have to teach the students what they are going to be doing, give clear instructions, and then you can work on this activity. So to describe how you can use these double communication lines while you are teaching remotely, I am going to share with you this activity that I designed for my students. We had been talking about traveling, destinations, traveling by plane, by train, and I asked them if they had ever used the services of a travel agency to have their vacations. And after they were really involved in the activity, I told them that they were going to have a conversation at a travel agency, that some of them were going to be customers and others, they were going to be travel agents. So I divided the class into groups of 4, and I visited the different breakout rooms. And in those groups of 4, students had to talk about create potential services that travel agencies can offer their customers, packages, vacation, destinations inside the country and also abroad. Uh, as you can see, you can use these functions of moving and exchanging to take students from one room to the other. So after students had prepared all that information for travel agencies, I brought back all of them to the main session, and I just made 2 big groups, and I moved them to these different breakout rooms. One of these big group, they were going to be the customers, and the other big group, they were going to be the travel agents. So those that were going to be travel agents were moved to breakout rooms to wait for their customers. So they were alone waiting for the potential customers, and they had to prepare themselves for these clients that they were going to visit them. With the customers, I decided that they were going to have different roles. So one of them is going to be the mother of a family of 5 with a baby, and that was their situation. Another student was told that she was going to be a single student and wanted to have an adventure vacation for 3 months. Somebody else was going to celebrate their 50th wedding anniversary, and so on. So students got different roles that they were going to perform while visiting their travel agents. So what I did is that I set one customer with one travel agent, and I told them that the customers had to ask questions about what they wanted, to ask about price, they had to ask about destinations, and try to negotiate the best offer from the travel agents. The travel agents had to try to convince the customer to buy one of their packages. I visited some of these rooms to see how they were doing, and in case they need any help, I was going to be there to offer it. Also, you can ask your students to tell you if they need help. After a certain period of time, I sent a message to all the groups telling them that they had just 1 more minute and that they had to start wrapping up the conversation. I also told the customers that they were going to be visiting another travel agent, so they had to be prepared to be moved. So using, again, this move to function that you have into the breakout rooms, I moved one student from one room to the other until all of them were with new partners so they could practice the conversation again. But it was different because it was a different travel agent and this customer was a new character with different needs. And you had to message every time, you had to broadcast a message every time that you are going to move the students or when you think that it's enough time so they have to come back to the main session. So I brought my students back again and we shifted roles. Those who were customers were sent to be travel agents. They had already that information from before. I assigned different roles to them, such as celebrating the 40th birthday of a husband, or being a very rich man that wants to have a luxury vacation. Someone else was told that they were going to be a teacher traveling with a friend, but they didn't have so much money. We are teachers, right? We never have much money. Or maybe that you are going to take your teen son for a trip and you would like to learn something fun. So once I assigned these different roles to these different students, they were sent to work with these other travel agents. And I repeated the conversation again. And then I brought the students back to the main session and we talk about their experiences, what they learned. I asked the customers which packages they liked, who they thought was the most friendlier travel agent. So we got a warm-up, a wrap-up activity that in which we could reflect on what had happened. I wanted to know also what their impressions were. So what are the most important takeaways in this activity? The first one, students really enjoy working like this. It's not exactly the same as moving when they are in the classroom, but they have this opportunity to practice the same thing, the same functions, the same form with different people, and they gain confidence. Also, you make yourself sure that they are really internally acquiring what they were supposed to learn. It works very well, but you have to explain carefully what students are going to be doing. It happened to me at times that when students see that they are alone in the breakout room, they go back to the main session and they want to ask what is going on. So you have to tell them that after the time is over, the customer is going to disappear magically and they have just to wait to receive another client, for example. Timing is of the essence because when you are teaching remotely, you have to devote more time to these kind of activities. So for example, if you are planning to have these and you think that in classroom this is going to take at least 30 minutes, probably you will have to assign 40 minutes, maybe 45 minutes if there are internet connection problems, because moving one person from one room to another takes time. Sending the students to the breakout room takes time. Bringing the students from the breakout rooms to the main session takes time. So you have to add some more time to what you would normally use if you were teaching face-to-face. Well, I really hope you enjoyed this double-line communications activity using Zoom. You may find more about it, more explanations regarding these in these videos presented on Facebook in the American English for Educators page. and I hope you can use them in your own classes. If you would like to know more about how you can use these in your classes, please feel free to contact me. Here you have my personal information. Find me on Facebook, English Tech. You can visit our website. You can send me an email, or you can follow me on Instagram and LinkedIn. Once again, thank you so much to all of you for being here in this presentation, and to Foro de Estudios de Lenguas Internacional for giving me the opportunity to share a little bit of my experience. And I wish you the best. I hope your families are well, healthy, and then probably next year we're going to finally meet face to face. Hopefully, let's pray for that. Wish you the best. Bye-bye.